And welcome to the Rise Youth Film Festival.
I think if we can give our youth avenue to express themselves and explore their creativity, looking at film and looking at like digital media and different ways of doing film, not expensive ways, but simple, cheap, easy ways. So any youth in this country or any group can get together, do something and upload that and express themselves and show us what it's about. Because at the end of the day, we really want our youth to explore themselves, explore their identity, explore who they are, explore where they're coming from, explore where they are going, so that is how we believe our youth will develop themselves, their communities, and this beautiful country of ours, St. Lucia.
A friend of mine told me about the Rise Film Festival and I got very excited because I've been part of film festivals before, but none in St. Lucia. So I decided to give it a shot.
Our mission this year for YAM is to get YAM as a household name. So we thought using the film festival would be a fantastic way to get YAM out, not just locally but also internationally.
So I put together a small 7-minute video of the rehearsals of the girls and Vincent McDoom interaction with them, teaching them the entire process of becoming a model, transforming them from the beauty queens that they were to actually models on the catwalk, and putting it together for the SLSTA and Vincent McDoom. So using the content that I had, I decided why not.
Film festivals like Cannes, like our own Rain Dance and like Rise have to identify, build and support this talent. So where does it leave us here in St. Lucia? Just like the studio chiefs, you need to become aware of your community and its storytelling traditions. Make a film, try, and if you fail, ask why you failed and try again. Note the ask why, that's where my educational perspective comes in.
The issue of youth being able to express themselves through the various media, of which of course video and film is really one of the more powerful forms, is very important if one wants to look at the empowerment of youth, giving youth a voice, allowing youth to express themselves on issues that are important to them, issues that they feel need to be addressed.
The Rise Film Festival was a very good initiative that was very well organized and gave the young people in St. Lucia a chance to showcase their talent. For me, it demonstrated what I always knew, that St. Lucian young people are very creative and dynamic, and given the opportunity, they will be able to demonstrate that creativity in a positive way.
And I think this is perhaps one of the successes that we had, in that we were able to certainly attract the interest of young people in an activity that they may have had aspirations to participate in, but weren't sure that they would be supported enough to do so.
Last year we were a part of a collaboration with the UNDP, the Italian government and the ABCCI, and the best workshop ever. So as a result, we have 6 wonderful documentaries, and our objective this year is to distribute these documentaries. So we've been looking for any opportunity to distribute these documentaries and connect with young people and like-minded people in the region. And this has been our first opportunity.
The benefits with a festival like this is that it now gives people the chance to see my work and understand the same message that I've been bringing to people over and over and over again, that we have a lot of talent in St. Lucia, we just need the opportunity to get our talent out there. So I think the festival actually will open doors even beyond St. Lucia, which is where I am looking.
Film provides us with an opportunity to transform some of the creativity into genuine economic activity. So there is a special keenness and interest from the ministry standpoint to collaborate with that subsector, to formalize the subsector and to offer opportunities for persons within that subsector to truly develop enterprises and services that will benefit them.
We saw the implications and we had a vision of what this would mean to the development of film artists in St. Lucia. So there was immediate encouragement immediate understanding of its importance as part of the National Film Festival. It was also a way to have a lot more youth participation in the National Arts Festival. So we immediately supported in whatever way we can, had dialogue to see how we could support in the area of PR, in the area of giving it the institutional backing, the institutional backing, and also in getting across to the youths and giving them a lot more confidence as artists that this is a good way to go.
I know that I am still a young filmmaker, and showing your work actually helps someone develop themselves, because other people see their work and they'll have their criticisms and so on, and through these criticisms we will get better.
That's how I became treasurer, because I felt that if I could have done the film and won best performance, that I could have done something else, and which is the treasurer. And since I'm very good at accounting school, I felt that it would be very good if I took up the role of the treasurer.
That one of our main aims is to engage and to attract and hold on to young people using activities that are interesting to them.
In the school system, we see things like drama, film, etc. as hobbies. And I think that we have to move to the next level, where we see them as careers. And so I have always lamented that our education system has been too geared towards what is seen as academic, when film production is a very academic exercise also.
So it's a tremendously important genre, not just for its aesthetic products and the development of our aesthetic sensibilities and so on, but also catering for the development in many of the other artistic genres. So it is a strategic genre when you are very much concerned about nurturing and development of artists in any other genres. So it's very, very important that we facilitate projects and organizations like RISE and the work they are doing with the development of our young film artists.
Collaborating with RISE and the youth gave us a more structured avenue to engage the young people and to, as I said before, try to harness their interest in a structured program of activities. What was important from our standpoint, that it was not a ministry handing down a series of activities, but it was the youth themselves who were responsible for establishing it, determining what the parameters were. And we thought that given such level of empowerment by the youth themselves, it would be a much easier task for the ministry to collaborate and to provide the necessary support to enable the activity and the festival itself to function.
A film would be an absolutely fantastic segment of the creative industries to incorporate into the festival, whether it is linked to music or standalone. It really, there's so much potential and so many avenues. The more creative we are with how we infuse it, the better.
We at Courts have always been a supporter of youth activities and events, and we ourselves as a company have taken on the reading competition at an OECS level, again targeted at developing the youth. So when we were approached by RISE to partner with them on this youth activity again, we really jumped at the opportunity. We've worked with them in the past on various community projects, and this time it was really another opportunity for us to seal our support of youth development in St. Lucia.
After the script was verified by the YAM members, we decided to do casting for the different roles. The casting was very interesting. We saw young, blooming actors who weren't even aware of their own skills. It was all over the place. Then after we approved the different posts, we decided to go out and find a location for the housing, for the home scenes, getting the Leon Head School to agree to have us record, getting somebody to help us edit the information, as none of us had never edited anything before and we had no camera skills.
The prize was the least the most important thing was finally we got an opportunity now. Film would actually be acknowledged in St. Lucia, and it's finally off the ground. So next year I'm looking forward to many more people to come together and make it even bigger and better. That right now next year if I could pull it for it to come right away, I would be more than happy. And definitely next year I look forward to putting together a bigger and maybe even stronger, more positive project.
There were some great productions that came out. Would I like to see more? But of course, and I think that's coming once we stay the course.
Ultimately, it is going to be about ensuring that we have a product that is competitive and a product that is unique to St. Lucia. And I think where we will have a competitive advantage is in that area, having films that are unique, that are authentic, but equally of the highest quality. And we think a festival of that nature that will be a regular event will enable us to continually add value to what we're doing. So for us, we see this as very much a long-term plan.
We definitely feel it is an industry that has potential to grow and potentially to generate awareness of the destination with something like the film festival. You know, development of these kinds of activities really can go a long way in creating awareness and interest in the destination and sort of bringing together people from the region and further afield to St. Lucia. You know, and that's what we're about, is getting the message of St. Lucia out through unique and interesting avenues.
We partnered with them, being the main sponsor of this festival, and we like what they stand for. It's youth development, and as I mentioned, COTS is into youth development. So we'll be happy to work with them in the future.
The establishment of a youth film festival like that, as I said, fits right into that work of facilitating the development of our artists, contributing to the nurturing of more artists around St. Lucia. And in that respect, the collaboration is very important to the CDF. We need to encourage RISE to continue with this thing.
I see us taking the St. Lucia Film Festival into an OECS Film Festival, for example. We have the groundings, we have the support, so St. Lucia can now market itself as the place that can start that OECS initiative. And I'm very pleased that we started in St. Lucia so that we can take it to the rest of the region and eventually have an OECS Film Festival, which will be something even bigger for the region as we move into economic union.
Creation is very difficult. You know, so I think that what needs to be done to the policymakers, there needs to be some support group, some mechanism of job attachment, something where you help these people who have sustainable ideas, who have ideas that they can take their production company and move it here, especially when we have this online access. You don't need a company, a broadcast TV station. You need to help them to create their business model.
To make it success for the kids and the youth of today, we have to have everybody on board. Government, private sector, parents, guardians, everybody must be involved to assist the young youth of today of achieving their goals.
We certainly achieved one of our main mandates, which is to broker between the private sector and government to support youth that they are having a hard time in bringing in or engaging. And I think that was one of the greatest successes of the film festival.
But many thanks first to Colin Weeks and his tireless team for inviting me here today. It's an honor as a filmmaker, but it's also really fascinating for me as an educator to be here. It carries a particular significance for me. When asked what is the highest achievement in filmmaking, it's usually quite easy to point at the Cannes Film Festival red carpet steps or the BAFTA or Oscar ceremonies. That's where we all want to be in filmmaking. But as a teacher, I've always wondered what would be the reward, what would be the counterpart. in film education, and with Colin's invitation to engage and meet with the St. Lucia talent, I finally got the answer. That's a great reward, so thank you.